What we would like more than anything is for you to actually give us suggestions about what you're going to do today instead of just talking about it. We have talked and talked and talked about this. Give us suggestions on how you think we can resolve this issue. Is that okay? And we only have 3 minutes to get up to him. All right, and we've just begun. And once you get up to speak, please limit yourself to only about 2 minutes if you would. And if you're talking over something that someone's already spoken about, I know we all have emotions, but let's move it on, okay? We're gonna start doing something like this, and we'll try to move on to the next person. New suggestions about what we can do to resolve this problem. Who do you got up first? Kelly.
I think that today I want to try to get a hold of the mayor's office. Rachel Lang is the press secretary over there. And last week when we moved our event Friday to respect the Jewish services that were going on here for Yom Kippur, the mayor's office was really happy with us and gave us her blessing, their blessing. And I want to communicate with them and talk with her and let her know, hey, we were willing to work things out with the Jewish community last week. Obviously, we're not trying to be disrespectful. We're not trying to put any other group down, but we want to be respected too. And maybe she or the mayor can help us work with the producers of this dance tour to come to some kind of agreement where we can peacefully coexist. I also want to say while I have a chance and I'm on staff that please keep in mind that the people who are in the dance tour, these are dance performers. I'm a dancer myself, and I know that when you do a dance performance, you're training and practicing for a really long time beforehand. I just think that it's important to keep that in mind because it's not just about the people who are coming to the performance on Saturday, it's also about the people who are in the performance, and these are artists and entertainers who are part of this group too. And I would just hate to see anybody in this group disrespect a group of performers and artists who are coming here to put on a performance that they have been practicing a really long time, I'm sure, to put on. So that's all I have to say. Thanks.
Shrug. 30 seconds left on stacks. 30 seconds left on stacks.
I got two ideas. I got two ideas. One is that if we can somehow obtain tickets to the event itself, not only this, but for the hair that's going to start here on the 18th. A couple hours ago, the New York protesters, they started something that's called a March Cleanup. We all, should we stay here, we can do a march and clean up ourselves. Yeah. This idea came from a sister of us over here, and she's keeping up what's going on in New York. Clean up march, and if we can get hold of tickets to the events ourselves.
Right. Last call to get on stack.
It's not just a Saturday. There's 7 or 8 events coming up, so I think that we need to stay where we are and work with them.
Stack is closing. Stack is closed.
Go right. Go ahead.
Don't keep going.
Okay.
Closing stack.
Because it's not just a Saturday. There's we got tear down, set up, tear down, set up, tear down, set up. I mean, look at the board up there. There's a lot of events. So I think we should stay here and work with them.
Can you just show them right now how to use the mic so you don't have to do we really do have to hear you. Get the mic into your mouth, okay? It's not out here, it's not over here. Right in your mouth.
Eat it if you have to.
All right. Mars next.
So I was able to see the plans that they have for these areas. I was able to catch a glimpse of one of the plans, and they're pretty elaborate. I mean, they have seating arrangements, they have lighting rigs, they have a lot of things that are going to come in, into this entire area. So I don't believe that we could stay in any capacity and have them be happy with us for that event. That being said, if we can find an alternative area in the same area, if we have to pack up our tents and just sleep on sleeping bags out on the grass or something, or in the front of this building or out in the front of the pavilion, then that's something that we should be looking at doing. I don't believe that we should be leaving here and, you know, giving in to their demands. The people that were coming back to your talking about the promoter, we talked to the promoter this morning. He in no way showed any kind of empathy towards us and was just completely dismissive. In his eyes, we need to leave here for the next 2 weeks because of the events that are coming up. That being said as well, out of those things that are up there, if you guys look at them well, most of those things are going to be inside the theater. So they need to be able to work with us. They need to be able to work with us on those other events. If we work with them on this event and try to cooperate, then they need to be reciprocating with their. That's what I got to say.
How can we cooperate?
Point of clarification for those of you who don't know, if you have something you want to clarify, you have a very, very brief question, or you have something which is point of process, this wasn't done properly, you can go like this. This man does it, it has to come up after that person finishes speaking his piece.
I think if we could know what's the name of the promoter, there could be people here that are working for the promoter.
Okay, that's actually not quite a point of process. That's okay, we'll let it go this time. Okay, it really should be a point of process. You don't get to jump stacks to bring up a new idea, okay? It really has to be a clarity point or something was done wrong, okay? But thank you. Have another point of process. No opinions, no new suggestions, just a point of process or clarity or a simple question. That's all.
Okay, alright. Well, what about, like, what about...
I'm sorry, this does not sound like it's going to be a point of process. What is it?
No, with leaving for the, like you were saying, you know, they're going to have a lot of stuff in this area where there's going to be we're already having problems with
you're
them, can't we?
talking now. This is not a point of process. Could you take... I'm sorry.
People don't know what you mean by a point of process.
That's what I'm trying to explain.
Are you on the list? Question.
Interrupt
can I ask you
Yeah, let him speak. You're overruled.
Stop.
Yes, he does it.
Not the right place for it. We're in a podium.
Hey, there's a process, and everybody's agreeing. Let him speak. Let him speak.
Can I ask, Ali, could you be a tutor for us? Could you be a tutor for us and actually explain this to these people? Because what are we going to do? We're going to stop every time, and we do have a procedure. We're going to have someone go and explain to them. Okay, but can we get a tutor as well? Can someone be a tutor? If you'd like to be a tutor, that would be ideal as well.
The difference between point of process, the point of process is not where you basically express your opinion on the subject. You basically are not clear about what has been proposed. What is exactly the motion or the proposal or the subject we're discussing? It's not something basically you give your point of view. Basically, you can give your point of view and outside this. You know, this is meant for point of process.
The point is too, because there's people who are on staff who raise their hand who also want to talk and want to be heard. And so when you do that, you're jumping staff. And so I'm just saying that's why we have that to try to respect everybody. It's not to shut people off at all. To let people who are lying talk.
Sorry about that. We really do not mean to be dismissive of you at all. Get in stacks next time. We'd love to have you. By the way, can I make another point of process here? Amir has decided he will be our tutor. So instead of us stopping the meeting to explain every single problem, he will go over and explain it to the individual who doesn't understand. But we've been doing this for a long time, and we have built up a procedure.
Got a point of process.
The point of process jumps you the head of the stack, so don't...
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify the status of this meeting. Is this a General Assembly meeting at 12? Yes.
Impromptu General Assembly meeting.
And
one issue only.
And given the urgency and contentiousness of the issue, I wonder if it would be compatible with the process for somebody to move to open up free-flowing discussion for a period of time.
We could break into discussion. The free flows end up being shouting matches. That's why we have these procedures. We could break into, why don't we let the people who are on stacks, that's what we decided to do, get through stacks. If people still want to discuss, we'll break into discussion, which is another form we have. But if people just all start free talking, everyone thinks it's my turn. Everyone does.
Right, Rafi.
I was on the process committee meeting yesterday.
Mic check.
I was on the process committee meeting yesterday, which